Welcome back to the LatAm headlines. I am joined again by Agustin Cikes in the studio. Great to have you, COO and co-founder of LatAm Media Group. How are you, Agustin?
All good. Yeah, as usually, another busy day at ICE London. If you don't realize, I came running because I needed to do some exercise. But yeah, again, we were at Icebox listening to the conferences. Right now, we are having the Latin American masterclasses, so it's really interesting. They were talking about Latin America, about Brazil, about Chile, about Peru, and they have much more knowledge than me. So you can find them, all those experts during the show.
Amazing. Were there any particular lessons that you learned that you would like to share?
Yeah, it's funny because they were talking about Brazil, what we've discussing yesterday about the law and the World Cup, if it was going to happen finally before the World Cup, and honestly, yeah, there are so many things that are missing that I think it would be impossible due to what I heard, right? But yeah, that's not going to happen, but the CEO of Latinca, one of the main operators in Peru, was talking. There was in that same panel an operator, it's Bet Warrior, that they are working in Argentina. It was in the panel as well, so it's really interesting. Afterwards, you will have Gonzalo Perez from Apuesta Peru, from Apuesta Total from Peru, and Fernando Garita from Betcris. Those are perhaps they don't mean anything to you, but they mean a lot in Latin America to the whole community because they know who or we know who they are, and yeah, it's always good to hear them.
That's so great, isn't it? That all of these people are coming together at this live show and finally having a discussion all together.
It will be great. I'm available tomorrow, and I can keep running to arrive, so it would be great.
Will you be running straight off after this interview?
Because I need to take some photos and some videos of the master classes. That, by the way, you can follow us on our LinkedIn, LatAm Media Group, so you can check all these panels, all these sessions, and of course what's happening inside the venue with the stands and all the companies.
Brilliant. Thank you, Agustin.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's talk about Colombia.
Yep.
Now, its iGaming market has been live for almost 5 years. Can it be considered a success? Has it been going long enough to determine that?
Yeah, it's been more than 5 years, as you said. The law passed in 2016. And I think that, yeah, it can be considered like a case of success. Colombia, what's been happening, because the state is very present through their regulator, Coljuegos, and they've done an amazing job to stop illegal gaming, or those illegal operators that were working like in a black market. So despite there's a lot to do, I think we are really fine. At the end of 2021, I will read, sorry, but I have some figures that will be better.
No, don't apologize.
To read it.
Yeah, what are they?
The incomes of Coljuegos increased 89%, or Coljuegos informed that the incomes of this betting industry increased 89% compared with 2020 and 159% compared with 2019. So it's huge. This is before pandemic. So nowadays that you have 17 legal operators and there are more than 4 million active accounts in the industry. So this is it's a picture of what's happening nowadays. Due to all this growth, self-regulation and control of advertising has become more important for Coljuegos, who they issued last year a new law to protect the player and all the betting industry, right? I think we mentioned yesterday that it's very important for the government to the revenues of the gaming, of the betting industry, because they could improve and make a lot of developments through the public health, building hospitals, and all this with the revenues that generate the betting industry, right? So again, this is like the big picture. Everything comes really good, but there's still a lot to be done. You know, it's always easier. The good thing is it's always easier to keep building things when the industry comes good. If things weren't that good, so perhaps each step would be much more difficult. So if you see, there are, for example, some local companies that started working and operating when the law passed in 2016 or 2017 or 2018, that now they sell these companies to tier one operators that realize how beneficial the market is, how profitable it is. So the interest in Colombia remains huge, right? For example, I will send an example of the perhaps one of the reasons of the success in Colombia. We as LMG, as LatAm Media Group, we held an event in 2018 in El Campín de Bogotá. It's like the main football stadium in Colombia, where we signed a pact for integrity, where the operators, the regulators, and there were providers, of course, and the association like Fecoljuegos, Asojuegos, and Cornazar, they signed this pact to try to prevent match fixing and different activities that make the online, the betting industry like very controversial. So this is the key, I think, in Colombia. How, and again, we were discussing this yesterday, to build, there are a lot of discussions between the regulator, Coljuegos, and these associations, and also the operators, because they have continuous dialogue to talk about the taxation issues, about new verticals. For example, now they regulated virtual sports last year. There are conversations to see if esports can be also added to the platform. So these kind of things and this dialogue that the Colombian industry leads, I think it's key for the development of this industry.
A very comprehensive answer. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
What about the Mexican market? So it's opening up in a way that feels very similar to the US, with operators needing to secure a land-based partner to launch online. How is this market developing, and what roadblocks do operators face?
Well, let me add. I'm going to
the first part and then the second part.
No, but I'm going to answer about Mexico, but also about Peru.
Sure.
Yeah. They are different markets. They are different countries, of course, but they both work under a licenses model. It's not that you have a federal law or a jurisdictional law as the ones we were describing yesterday in Argentina. But it's legal to gamble because there's not a law that says that it's illegal. So they granted licenses, and there are many operators that work really well. What I can't honestly say is what will happen with the regulation, because it's like the tricky question in all Latin America. I can say for certainty that the Peruvian regulator is working a lot to make this federal law real, but until now they are struggling with lots of things, with politics, with bureaucracy. So I don't know. There's not an estimated time. Due to Mexico, I think they come like a bit delayed with this compared with Peru, but they are. I'm pretty sure that the association, there's an association, very important association named Ayeja, that they are also collaborating with the operators, are trying to do the best for the industry. So I think they come in a good path. Now, let's see that they are both growing really fast. If you see a football match or a billboard on the street in Lima or in Ciudad de Mexico or in any other city, you will see like the operators, the betting companies are always showcasing their brand. So they are in the mind of the people and of the player. But also, they give a lot of employment. They provide a lot of employment that's really important to the countries. So this is I think is really important. It's important to mention that in Latin America we also use retail a lot, not just for go and play, but for payments. So it's an interesting mix. What's happening again in Peru? The retail it's very important, and that this merge with the online it's working really well.
So a lot of what we've discussed over the last couple of days has been mentioning land-based and online gambling working hand in hand. How much potential is there for omnichannel solutions that connect online and in-person play in Latin America?
I think that's the key for the near future, because we all know if you enter a casino nowadays, you won't see as many people as you used to see 5 or 10 years ago. Casino and bingo community is or not going anymore, or isn't as profitable to these casinos or bingos as it used to be. So this land-based industry must make the twist as soon as possible. And I know I know that the suppliers, there are a lot of suppliers or providers that are working on this solution, and they already provide the omni-channel solution. So the people that can go to is playing in the casino and needs to go to, I don't know, to go for the kid who's at the school, can continue their game at their place. But the important thing about omni-channel is not that to have the same game or slot game that I have in the phone to go and play it at the slot machine. Is to keep the game that I can quit the game in the slot machine and then continue it at home with my same with the same bet and with the same of course with the same user. So I think this is like the adaptation that mainly land-based industry must work on. So to re-engage or engage this new community. What I would like to say as well, do I have time?
We have run out of time, bless you. Thank you, Agustin.
Okay, thanks.
So much fantastic information there, and really giving everyone a really good insight to the headlines in Latin America. So thank you for your insights.
Thanks to you.
And enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you for running over to us for this interview.
No, I'm better now. I feel better.
Thank you, Agustin.